think we're getting a little bit of traction to our football team. I mean, we haven't had much success in the last few years, but our first year of switching to 8-man, we were pretty successful, and I think that just the energy that the upperclassmen bring to the team really gets people ready and excited for football each season.
If you look at our numbers going down, I'd absolutely say it is. Our elementary program, they were practicing. Actually, we had everyone the other night. They're going to be at 30 kids. Our middle schools and the middle teens, in high school, like I said, we'll be right on 19, 20 kids. So just getting those kids out and, and making sure they're learning stuff at the younger level, but having a good time and still want to continue to play and find the love for the game.
Getting all the kids out here, we had open fields all summer on Mondays, and just helping out the kids like me. I try and be an influence to the younger guys, and just helping them out too is awesome to me.
The future of Knox County 8-man football appears plenty promising, provided the Eagles can bridge a couple of present program design flaws to better lean into that brighter tomorrow. With only 3 seniors on the roster and a brutish schedule in play, player development with the underclassmen is an essential piece here.
We talk about, the sophomores, juniors now who, they played a lot of minutes for us last year, and even some of those freshmen got some time. So, only 3 seniors now. There's a good group of seniors. We're excited to have them. 2 of them are starting up front both ways for us, so that's always a positive in small school. But, that next, the juniors have really taken that step this summer. You've seen it, the leadership role and just the, not being sophomores, I guess, they've taken that to the next level.
The Eagles already have an established track record for this, the positive effects of which are already best personified at this point by the rise of Cooper Clare, a multi-use weapon who gives Knox the kind of offensive difference maker essential to 8-man viability.
The biggest thing, obviously, I'll say the leadership role. You can just tell the maturity he's shown in the locker room and just being a leader on the field. But right now he's playing quarterback for us, and we'll move him around a little bit. We're lucky enough to have another kid played a little bit of JV quarterback, Carson Hayes, for us last year. He's watched all of his brothers play quarterback, so he has some experience with it too. So we have options there, and we can kind of manipulate some stuff and move guys around.
Yeah, I feel like with Carson at running back and me at quarterback, he has some decent speed. And just when we're going to run like the pitch option and power reads, it's going to work really well. Because when they start to focus on him, I'm going to be able to take it and just do some real damage. Yeah, he grew a lot last year. The thing I like about him most is his mentality and his will, his effort to put in to be better, and not better for himself, but also his team and his community out here. He's just a really hard worker, and he's fast.
On top of that, the Eagles are deploying Clare with more diverse usage and a wider array of usable skill position weapons around him to better flesh out this offense.
From last year, we have options. It doesn't have to be Robert Dooley carried our team last year. He was our offense, and there wasn't any hiding that or denying it. And then we were lucky enough that Colin Hayes was able to step in and do some things for us too. But this season, I feel like we're much deeper at running back, at receiver, and and they're still fairly young guys, but they got some experience, and with Cooper there to kind of distribute the ball around, and a lot of teams are going to key on him, so it should open up some opportunities for the other guys,
as well as an importantly veteran offensive line to protect it all.
Yeah, I think so, because you look now, we're returning 3 of our offensive linemen, and we got some guys working in tight end for us, but to return essentially your starting offensive line is a huge thing, and I don't. The years we've been able to do that and have some depth and experience there have typically been our better seasons.
It feels good for me because I know I can trust all them guys, and I've ran behind them this is going to be my 3rd year running behind them, so it feels good.
Some of the tinkering Knox County did last year with now graduated defensive stalwart Robert Dooley allowed new and future defensive strengths to emerge.
Oh yeah, we had the Mo West camp this summer, and I think we did pretty good defensively. We had a really good stops against some teams like Slater and Paris. I think we're going to be able to, with this season, as it goes on, I think we'll be able to become a really good defensive team that people don't want to play against.
He's not exactly like Robert as a first player, but Terry Ogden, one of our seniors, he kind of stepped in for Robert, a linebacker, last year, and it was rough. I mean, initially, just because he hadn't played there before. As far as the physicality, he was fine. Just the technique, and he's really focused on that this season. So I expect him to do some good things at linebacker, and he'll play some D-line for us too in certain packages. But then outside of that, our secondary is all pretty I feel comfortable with all of them. I don't think we have necessarily a strong or a weak point out there right now. It's just going to be getting them in position to make sure we know what we're doing when we get into week 1.
The Eagles will put all of those assets to an immediate examination, getting quite a jamboree push into the season Friday by testing themselves against a loaded field at Schuyler County.
It's good because our first 3 weeks we're getting tested too. So, you get a match up against quality teams, and you look at those 3 teams. Paris was a good team last year. They were young as well, and they returned a lot as well. And North and Schuyler County, they lost some really explosive dudes, but they returned their line and the running game. So we're going to get to see a little bit of everything tomorrow, and it'll be a good matchup to see where we're at. And I would say playing a couple of teams that will probably be state ranked at some point this year.